Okay, so man, the documents questions thing didn't work out very well this week. Uh, Google Classroom changed some formatting because I had it set up, and then it turned out the way you share things is different now. So on my end, I don't know. So anyway, it's kind of frustrating, but it's probably worse for you because you've got more classes to deal with it than I do. So yeah, I unfortunately I don't know a lot of your questions, but I did look at some stuff and gathered some things out of that, and then some people were talking to me about. So I can at least answer some things there, and we can go over some stuff. So yeah, let's do that. One of the things I know that I saw a lot of was on the ellipses, and it was somewhat interesting because, like I was saying in the video, I think that last year when we did hyperbolas, everybody thought that they have, well, not everybody, but a lot of people thought they had 4 vertices, and hyperbolas don't. They only have 2. And ellipses have 4. But there was a number of you that thought that the ellipses only had 2. So anyway, let's talk about that. So let's do a couple different ellipses here. So let's just start off. Let's go with the x squared over 16 plus y squared over 25 is equal to 1. So let's go ahead and do the whole gamut of things here. Okay, so let's go ahead and sketch it and find the vertices, find the foci. We can even do the eccentricity. So I'm going to make a darker version for a graph here. So we've got that. We'll put some numbers on here, or some tick marks anyway. Alright, so here we go. So now we're ready to graph this thing. Again, a is the bigger number, so that means a is 20. A squared is 25, so a is 5. So I know that, and I know that b has to be 4. So 5 on the y, so I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on that. 4 on the x, 4 on the x, and then I'm going to make my, oops, missed it. Undershot that one. Let's try that again. Put that up there. And boom, kind of got it. So there's my ellipse, all right? And my vertices are going to be every single one of these points. Every one of these is a vertice. So when I write out my vertices, I want to make sure that I go, let's see, we got 4. So we have plus or minus 4, comma 0, and 0, comma plus or minus 5. So there's my vertices. I got those. All right, let's do the foci point. So foci, again, we're going to go a squared minus b squared equals c squared for that. So a squared, that's 25. B squared is 16. That gives me 9. So C is 3. So my focus, I guess I have that right here. My focus has got to be along the y-axis because that's the major axis. Plus or minus 3. So there's an ellipse. Now, I did get one question about, oh, we didn't do eccentricity, I guess. Eccentricity is C over A. Let's see, C is 3 and A is 5. There we go. So one person asked me about what happens when you get undefined vertices. Now, I don't know where they got the undefined vertices from for an ellipse, but I might know what they're talking about. Alright, so let's do another ellipse here. And let's offset the center a little bit so that we got a little bit of both going on there. And then we'll do one like this. I'll set the center. So we have something like that. All right. 1 and -3 is my center point. So let's see. I'm going to go with a red. I think they do the ellipse. So I'm going to go 1 and -3. So there's where the center is. So I'm going to write that down. Center is 1, -3. That way I have that. So here, 12 is bigger than 10. All right. And I did 12 purposely because it's a nasty number, but that's okay. So I'm going to have the square root of 12, which is a little over 3. So that's on the x. So I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, just a little over 3. 1, 2, 3, just a little over 3. There's my vertice that way. 10 is just even a little more, just a little bit over 3, less than the 12. So we have 1, 2, 3 right there. 1, 2, 3 right there. And 1, 2, 3 right there. So here comes my ellipse, almost a circle. So now I got to do the vertices. So the vertice point, I want to start at this center, right? And I'm going to go over this way. So I went over this way from 1. I went over the square root of 12. So I'm going to go 1 plus or minus the square root of 12, comma, -3, because it's on the -3 line here, if we think about that. And then the other vertice, because remember it has 4, would be this one and this one. So that's going to be 1, comma, -3, plus or minus. Now I got to go up the square root of 10, or down the square root of 10. So there that is. And now we're ready to do the focus, right? And again, we're going to go a squared minus b squared is equal to c squared. So c is simply just going to be the square root of 2, because there's not going to be much there. So the focus, right, it's got to be along the x-axis here, or along that horizontal axis, the major. I'm going to go with 1 plus or minus square root of 2, comma, -3. There's where my focus points are. Notice that they're pretty close together, so that's why it's almost a circle. There's not much square root of 2, it's like 1, 1.4, so it's not very far away from the center. So there's an ellipse with that. I'm not going to do these because that's an offset. So really, you shouldn't have undefined vertices because these numbers have to be, I mean, they're real numbers. They are not imaginaries. They're not going to be negatives. So there's just no way. You should always have defined vertices. They may not be nice, neat numbers, but they always will be. And you should leave them as square roots. Okay, don't change them into decimals. We want the accurate thing. And so let's see. We kind of just really got started with hyperbolas, and we really haven't done a whole lot with them. And it seemed like most of you did pretty good on finding equations of ellipses, and there was one that was getting missed every once in a while. Maybe I can go back and find that, and we can take a look at why that one might have been got missed a couple times. And man, we also had struggles with music that was copyrighted. So when I published it, and that was when it would tell me, is at the very, very end, when I published it, that, oh, by the way, you can't use that song. So, yeah, Fleetwood Mac and Red Hot Chili Peppers is tough to find music. It wasn't copyrighted, so I don't know. I'll keep working on things. It was a rough week in that respect. All right, so let's switch it to this guy here. All right, so let's see. I think it was one that talked about major axis. So we have a major axis here of 14, and it says it was on the x, and we have a minor of 10, minor of of course, that's got to be on the y, right? So when we set this up, 0, 0 is our center point, so we have x over. The major axis is on the x, and it has a length of 14. So this is its length, which means that if we kind of visually draw this out, here's the center point. In order for it to be 14, we have to go 7 in each direction. So that's going to be 7 squared plus y squared over. If we have a minor of 10, that means that this has to be 5 and that has to be 5. So it'd be 5 squared equals 1. So then when we finish this, we'd have x squared over 49 plus y squared over 25 is equal to 1. So I'm not sure, there was a couple, one like that, that kind of got messed up on the numbers on the bottom. It looked like it might have been a small mistake, but it's worth mentioning there. I wish I had more of your questions and I could actually answer them. Hopefully I did. If not, put them in the document for next week. I'll double check it in both places to make sure that you're able to share that, and you can get questions in there. If you still have some things that I didn't maybe answer but you want answers, fortunately I can't do anything about it tomorrow because that's our furlough day. But I will take a look at some things over the weekend and try to get those answers to you. So anyway, again, Monday's Memorial Day, so Wednesday is when I'll see you next, or I'll shoot you a video next, and have a great weekend.